What's your current mental health struggle right now? Mine's manifested into ruminating thoughts that keep me trapped in my head and make me overwhelmed. At work to the point of being quiet and forgetful. Anxiety is not fun. A cross between grief, depression, and burnout. The brokenness of the world is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. And it's affecting me way worse than it ever has before. Seeing so many people being so awful to each other, it kills my spirit. It destroys me a little more every day. Telling myself I'm not good enough. Inadequacy. I feel like I'm just inferior to others, and that I'll never be anybody. Health anxiety. Knowing that I'm disowned from my own family and won't be able to see them again. Plus that my husband's family will pretend to accept me but never fully will. They'll be passive-aggressive and make me feel more rejected no matter what I do. That in the end I'll never really have a family, and if my husband were to die, I'd be all alone in this world with nobody to help me. Anorexia nervosa. Trying to recover. Being unable to get over my lost childhood. I barely remember anything from before I was 13. I was depressed and then later suicidal for the rest of my teenage years. I want my time back. I struggle with my living situation. I live in a small town of like 300 ppl and you have to drive to get literally anywhere. There's no sense of community. I'm so lonely. I can't afford to move anywhere though. I am stuck for God knows how long. I've tried to fix it by picking up new hobbies, but it's so fucking hard living inside my head. I started seeing a physiologist for other stuff too, but damn. Anxiety right now, it's around money. We keep cutting down on lifestyle expenses because of inflation. But we are running out of things to cut that aren't necessities. Face with peeking eye. Loneliness. Regret. Wish I had done things differently. Maybe I'd be in a better place. Depression. Mood problems, anxiety. CPTSD. Anxious attachment style. Suicidal. Borderline. So many titles. It all comes down to life fucking sucks and I want out. My seasonal depression is creeping back in. I need to buy a new light therapy lamp, but I don't want to spend the money. Also, I'm wavering in and out of an eating disorder relapse, so that's fun. My mom passed away on the 17th of September and I'm feeling so many things all at once. I can't keep the depression I've had since my teens at bay any longer. It looks constantly for a weakness to manipulate, and right now I just haven't got the mental or emotional strength to fight it off. Instead, I'm just letting myself fall into that pit and I don't know how to stop it. Major stress leading to anger. Gnawing depression, anxiety. Force myself to get out of bed and force myself to fake social expectations. My 9-year-old son told us he was hearing voices in his head. We took it seriously and asked him to tell us whenever it happened and what the voices were saying. Turned out the voices exclusively told him to play Xbox and get junk food when we said no. They were his own intrusive thoughts and impulses. Credit card debt and being fat. Chronic depression never ends. It's a daily battle. Some days are better than others. Addiction, even being clean. My body certainly punishes me with zero motivation to do anything. Physically, I feel like I weigh 1,000 pounds. With concrete clothes on. Walking through neck-high water. Mentally, I feel nothing. Nothing at all. If a serial killer were to come across me, I'd bore him to death. I'd have no fear. May even beg him to take me out of my misery. Any joy I used to feel. Any excitement to do fun things. Any fear I had. Things I would normally be deathly afraid of. I feel nothing. It sucks. But I'm trying. Trying to what? Just feel. I am trying. I am invisible. I have always been invisible. I will always be invisible. It is what it is. Also the fact that I went through all the rigmarole of getting a prescription for my anxiety, and there's no way in fuck I'm taking it because I've heard of people no longer being able to daydream on this shit. Fuck that. Maladaptive or not, I'm not giving up the coping mechanism that is the only reason I am here today. I have literally zero social support except in my own head. If I lose that, I have no reason to exist. Guilt. Also, I might be so stressed from trying to start my own company that I gave myself IBS. And then the usual dream team likes to pop in every once in a while. ADHD, OCD, anxiety, paranoia and depression. But who's not putting up with that, right? Lol. Rage addiction. Extreme OCD and social anxiety. My depression is battling my anxiety for attention. Anxiety and depression. Working on both. But the anxiety has been pretty bad the last couple of years. Thinking of everything that needs to be done and avoiding it. If I just do it, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I just feel overwhelmed easily. Work stresses me out and so does my home life. I'm sick and very isolated. Have had to miss a lot of things I was looking forward to because of it. And now my friend isn't coming to visit either. I feel very alone. Generalized loneliness from being single for so long. To the point it's crushing what self-esteem I have left. Chronic fatigue. Self-harm. Suicidal thoughts. Recovering from a binge eating disorder. Derealization. Recovering from losing a friend to suicide. Deadpan face. Panic disorder. I keep getting caught in panic loops and struggle to even breathe easily most days. Financial stress. I feel defeated. I'm a teacher and if I don't work overtime, I'm unprepared for the next day and the day is chaotic and terrible. But if I'm prepared, that means time away from my kids and I know they miss me. Teaching itself is something I like but it's all consuming. IDK which edge of the sword to choose most days. I'm burnt out and it's October. I'm literally the worst human being in history. Worst part is, I don't even need to try. All I do is my absolute best. And my absolute best will flawlessly always come out as slightly worse than everyone else's average. I deserve pain and suffering. I'm probably the only person who I know that deserves pain and suffering. Not anyone else deserves. Not even the people just doing their absolute worst. I'm somehow the worst person on earth without trying. And anyone who has met me will confirm. Feeling alone but also not wanting to talk to friends, family about it. I'm in a foreign country and I have made some friends here. But I just feel exhausted. No energy. Can't get rid of this cold I've had for months. I just can't seem to be happy and it makes me resent myself. The ADHD man can't fucking focus. OCD. I can't stop intrusive thoughts. I keep doubting everyone around me. Dumb thoughts like my mom cheated on my dad or she has a crush on his brother. And thoughts that dad raped mom before. Like WTF. I don't even have a reason to think this. It's all part of OCD. I hate myself. Mom once said that an actor looks like my dad's brother. He's an attractive actor. That must means she likes him. I hate myself. Am I overthinking? Setting healthy boundaries. I've always been an easy person to step on. And setting up boundaries is hard. I always feel so guilty. Especially when it comes to my work. But I'd say it's worth it in the long run. I burn out myself easily because I push too hard and do too much.